Since meeting my wife in 2011, I have been immersed in Scottish culture. Mel and her family are proud of their Scottish heritage, and we as a family carry on as many Scottish traditions and customs as we possibly can. Without a doubt, one of our favourites is definitely the Highland dancing. Mel was a Highland dancer, her sisters are Highland dancers, her mum was a Highland dancer, her brother was a Highland dancer, and now our girls are also Highland dancers. Another tradition that we'd never miss is the gathering of the clans, which is what it was known as when it was at its peak. The gathering of clans is a massive celebration of all things Scottish. From Celtic history and jewellery to haggis, from the Scottish Terrier to tartans, from strongmen to pipe bands, and of course, Highland dancing. While the current iteration of the gathering is a shadow of what it once was, it's still a celebration of all things Scottish, and all the important parts are still there, it's just nowhere near as big. There's still Highland dancing, there's still strongmen, and there's still a couple of stalls. It should go without saying that one of the main reasons we attend the gathering of the clans is to watch the Highland dancing. There's almost always a competition there, and Rebecca, my sister-in-law, Mel's younger sister, is almost always dancing. Very little can be said about Highland dancing in Australia, or at least in New South Wales, without hearing or reading Rebecca's name. Rebecca is one of Australia's most decorated Highland dancers in history, and she's dominated the sport for over a decade. Watching her dance is an absolute privilege, a privilege that her studio, run by her mum, Linda Smith, proudly displays to the community as often as possible. Rebecca can often be seen dancing for churches, retirement homes, and performance shows as often as possible. However, her dancing at competitions is something else. She displays a strength, pride and poise that is second to none, and I know from personal experience that her passion for the traditional sport is one of love, and that passion is what drives her to be as good as she is. The passion for Scottish culture, I think, is a hallmark that is evident and almost palpable at the gathering of the clans, whether it be people like Rebecca showing off their passion for Highland dancing, or whether it be vendors showing off their passion for Highland cooking. That Scottish tradition is alive and proud, and after attending the gathering at the same venue last year, I'd honestly hoped that this year would be so much better, but unfortunately it just wasn't. Back in its heyday, the gathering of the clans had a central stage. In that central stage there was a central field, and so you had your strongmen, you had your pipe bands, and you had your dancing all in front of everybody else. Unfortunately, the venue it's at now, they're all segregated. The pipe bands march along racetracks, the strongmen show off to themselves and nobody else because no one walks across to the middle of the field to see them, and the Highland dancing is segregated to a stage with a small audience. Beyond that, the availability for room for vendors has shrunk, and so what was once a great gathering of clans has now become something less. Regardless, I don't think we will ever miss a gathering, and I hope the politics that run it learn from their mistakes and fix it and take it back to its glory. That was my adventure this week. I hope you found it insightful. The gathering of the clans is something that I'm truly passionate about and something that I really want to see grow. If you liked this video, please press like, it really does make a difference. If you are into Scottish culture or you're interested in knowing more about the gathering of the clans, please hit me up in the comments. I reply to every single comment I get, so I'd be more than happy to answer any questions or comments that you have. If you want to make sure you don't miss any more adventures, hit subscribe. I go on an adventure a week, and I upload a whole heap of other content as well. There's plenty to keep you entertained. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.